Yeah, Frank and Lori, we are inside the Classic Center in Athens, Georgia, where people are still setting up for the election night watch party for Brian Kemp. Now, earlier this afternoon, Kemp and his family were in Winterville, Georgia, casting their own votes in the Georgia governor's race. Now, of course, Kemp is currently serving as the Secretary of State, whose office is in charge of monitoring Georgia voting. Of course, earlier this week, he launched an investigation into the Democratic Party, alleging they made a failed attempt to hack the state's voter registration system. This afternoon, Kemp made a point to say he's worked hard since he entered the political sphere to keep Georgia voting fair and accurate.
It has never been easier for people to vote in the state of Georgia than it is right now. In fact, right now we're having record turnout. Did you realize that? We set a record for midterm turnouts. I took an oath to serve the people of this state. I took an oath and had pledged in my campaigns when I've run for Secretary of State to have secure, accessible, fair elections in Georgia. We make it easy to vote and hard to cheat.
Now, polls will close in about an hour at 7 o'clock. We will be here in Athens throughout the night, bringing you live updates from the Kemp campaign. For now, live in Athens, Chelsea Bine for 13 WMAZ News.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, Frank and Lori, things still pretty quiet here in Athens ahead of the Kemp election night watch party. Now, Athens, of course, is where Kemp is from, where he went to school, and where he raised his family. Now, earlier today, his wife and 3 daughters and himself went to Winterville, Georgia, to cast their own ballots for the gubernatorial election. Now, throughout this election season, he's campaigned on a platform to put Georgians first and protect Georgia families. If elected, he says he will fight to increase access to health care for Georgia families, keep children safe in schools, and safeguard the Hope Scholarship. He'll also work with law enforcement to dismantle gangs and cartels. Now, with his wife and daughters by his side this afternoon, he thanked them for their countless support over the last several months.
Breaking news, all the Kemp girls voted for me today except for Amy Porter. She's not 18 yet. Exciting day. Lucy got to cast her first ballot. We feel great. We've been working extremely hard. This family has worked so hard right along with me. They've been bought into this the whole time. They believe in our motto of putting Georgians first.
Now, the Kemp Watch Party is set to start here in just a few hours at 7 o'clock. Of course, we will be here throughout the night bringing you live updates. For now, live in Athens, Chelsea Bine for 13 WMAZ News.
Thank you, Chelsea.
And some local races were...
Frank and Lori, when we got here earlier tonight, this room was empty, but if you take a look now, there are hundreds and hundreds of people here in support of Brian Kemp, hundreds of Republicans dressed in red, hoping a Republican conservative remains in control of the governor's mansion. Now, throughout the night, we've heard from a lot of Central Georgians who are up here in Athens at Kemp's watch party, many of them reiterating the same thing. They support Kemp because they believe in the small businesses are the backbone of our state's economy, and they want lower taxes and smaller government.
I'm a small business owner, and after seeing how much of my taxes go towards the government, I want someone who's going to reduce my taxes, who's going to fight for small businesses, who's going to help me create a climate where I can grow my business and where I can do this for a number of years, not just for a few and then have to go out of business.
Now, we still have not heard from Kemp tonight at the watch party. Of course, we're hoping he takes the podium here within the next couple of hours. For now, live in Athens, Chelsea Bine for 13 WMAZ News. Yeah, Frank and Lori, things here in Athens still very high energy tonight as the race for the Georgia governor's mansion continues late into the evening. Now, this afternoon, hundreds of people have cycled in and out of this big ballroom in Athens, all to support Kemp. Many wearing stickers and hats and a lot of red as Kemp fights to keep the blue wave out of Georgia. This afternoon, we talked to a lot of Central Georgia politicians. Many say they agree with Kemp's idea to expand economic development in rural Georgia, cut taxes, and give pay raises to Georgia teachers. Now, I just spoke with Warner Robins Mayor Randy Toms a few minutes ago, who echoed all those sentiments and added that Brian Kemp is just generally a very caring and kind individual.
He's always been a very personable person to me. He's always, the first thing he ever does is ask me what can he do to help. And so I just believe in that kind of person, and I've supported him, and I hope that we're here to see him take over.
We will be here in Athens the remainder of the evening as those election results continue to come in. For now, live in Athens, Chelsea Bine for 13 WMAZ News.